And he gets to go into the military so he can kill more people. By the way, I forgot to point this out because I was talking about Dalton. Random Eastern culture in a European-style medieval area. I know someone's going to say this isn't proper European medieval because of the structure of the walls and all the blah 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 blah. Well, it's a video game. It's an approximation. Well, fine. It's an uneducated guess. How's that? Ah! Stop it! You're ruining my life. Don't you have jobs? Please, go away. No. Now you can't go away. I will kill you. Ugh. Who else wants a taste of my wavy sword? Oh, you don't have a shield. You can't block my attacks. I don't care if you may hit me back. I'll chop your ass cheeks off. Yeah. Ooh! How you like that? Ooh, he really likes to steer. He had sticky fingers. Not sticky like in children, sticky as in stealing. Is it supposed to open? Looks like it does. Eh.
The House of the Dragon welcomes you, stranger.
By the way, I'm going to stand back here. Let's see if I can get him to do it. Alright. So his back's facing us. Watch. You see that? Watch how he turns around. Mr. Unpo, turn around to face me, please. It's very dishonorable when you're not facing me. Why are you staring at a...
The House of the Dragon
See, he slides. He doesn't move his feet. What kind of martial art is that, Mr. Unpo? Do you seek to learn the way of the dragon? If you just say no, he refuses all business with you. If you say yes, it doesn't put you into a guild. It puts you into... Well, it does put you into a sort of guild. It will allow you to pick Eastern variants of base classes. Say, and I have my book right here, say you're a rogue and the advanced classes are Trickster and Hunter. The Oriental variant is a Baduka, which allows you to do different things that are Eastern, like backstab and ninjutsu. And you have to be within the House of the Dragon to do that. It does not have its own specialized basic class, so it doesn't take up a slot, and it does not count towards the limit of guilds that you can go into. So you can join this guild, and I think you have to in the future in order to progress a plot, so it's just kind of something to do right now. So you join the guild, so yes, and it says, the way of the dragon requires great spirit and fortitude. But braving the dragon also teaches endurance and reflex. Sounds interesting. To unfailingly meet the challenge of a powerful adversary and avoid the lash of its fires. I wonder what the challenge is. Does it have anything to do with dragons? Oh, it seems to. The path of the dragon lies in the hills. Let's restart that. The path of the dragon lies in the hills west of Arendelle, where breeds the roost of fire drakes. Each year, drakes fly over the lands in search of men to feed their young. And each year, a young disciple is chosen, I can't do that voice anymore, by the way, is chosen from among us to journey there and to steal a dragon egg from their nest. The dragon egg is used to concoct a magic oil to protect men from the fire of the drakes. This will be your lesson. Go to the lands west of Arendelle and pluck the dragon egg to tame the dragon. When you have acquired the egg, deliver it to the House of the Tiger in Arendelle. The House of the Tiger and Dragon are intermingled, so if you're signed up here, you're signed up there. Yeah. Dragons in this universe specifically eat people. This is what he's telling us. And, oh, yeah, make the dragon egg, take the dragon egg, use it to make an unguent that's a resist fire potion, I guess. It doesn't protect you from when it gets pissed off and decides to bite you or to claw you to pieces. No? What are you thinking? You can't burn him. What are you going to do? Stomp on him? Come on. There's holes in your logic, mister. Jeez. And why do the elves live so close to the dragons? Dragons are damage sponges in this game. You think the troll's a damage sponge? The dragon is a damage sponge. And the elves live right next to it. I'll show you way later in the game. This is way later in the game. I didn't talk to all the members of the pub. I should have, but I didn't. There's one person in there that gives us a quest, and that'll become important later as well. And it is a terrible quest filled with pain and misery. So, I'll be loath to do it, but it is also important, so we will do it. So now this guy will let us trade with him. And, of course, keeping with the theme, he has oriental weapons. That being a sai. Sai will allow us to get +1 strike. A lot of these weapons may not do as much damage, but they always have like a benefit of +1 strike or +1 parry or what have you. Like the samurai weapon, the samurai equipment gives us +1 to strike and decent armor, and the imperial set gives us parry instead. It's kind of interesting the way it works, but at the same time we won't be picking up this equipment per se. The lower damage versus, you know, getting the bleeding wound isn't the best trade-off, because there are weapons that are better that we get relatively soon. So, yeah. Walk swiftly. Yeah, but in this universe, the dragons eat people. And I did not set my timer. Hopefully that video doesn't explode at me. I'll be annoyed. Yeah. But as I was saying, you know, most universes, they say, oh, the dragons eat crystal and precious ores and blah, blah, blah. No, in this one, they just eat people. That's just horrifying. Seriously, that's just dark. Anyway, here is the Arcane Emporium, the most poorly named establishment ever. What's that shining light? Surely it's summoning friends for me. Hello, friends. Are you going to sing a jaunty tune? Why do your shields have skulls on them? Oh, man. I'll tell you later why the "oh, man" came from my lips, but right now we're busy maiming. Oh no, I should have killed him on the DS. That will make something slightly annoying. Ow. At least these guys aren't thieves. I don't have to worry about them running away mid-fight. It's really annoying. Unlike you, I can actually move with my shield. Stop it! Ow. Stop maiming me! Why do your eyes glow red? I didn't notice that before. That's creepy. Sort of remind me of the paladin icon from Warcraft. Except for they weren't red, they were kind of like a yellow color. Anyway, this is the Moon Bridge. Belgrim has sent his soldiers over. Normally, it'll spawn about 2 soldiers and 2 Maguses. And the reason why I kind of went, oh, is because there's no Maguses. The Maguses are casters, and they drop a neat staff that sells for quite a bit. But it didn't spawn any this time, so we kind of got the humdrum equipment, which kind of sucks. Also, since they're mages, they have a chance of dropping spells, which means we don't have to buy spells, but they didn't spawn mages, so yeah, we can't circumvent that. However, we get my favorite shield in the game. Damn it. It is a Grim Shield, and we will be inspecting that soon. We're going to go visit my most hated character in the game. He's annoying. He's the most annoying person ever. My friend finds him hilarious. I hate him.
I fear that terrible times lie ahead for us all.
If you didn't notice, he was saying something quietly, and then all of a sudden he was speaking in our brains. He has 2 different sets of sound files for his dialogue. One is in Wave, the other one is in OGG. The one that's in OGG is probably about 10 decibels louder than the one in Wave. So he'd be like, I have something to tell you. Did you know that waffles are good?
I fear that terrible times lie ahead for us all.
And it's irritating. Plus, when you
to my Arcane Emporium. I am Alistair, Seneschal of Magic, great and small. Forgive me if I seem distracted. Enemies of Fargrove have managed to cripple the Moon Bridge upon which our town depends, and this does not bode well for our kingdom. In my shop, you will find powerful spells and artifacts to aid you in your endeavors. Tell me what you seek.
Or the truth is, and I know this might be plot breaking right here, the Moon Bridge is not crippled. They were able to send people through it to us. And the Moon Bridge works, it just requires an item. It's not broken or crippled or whatever. And I'm not going to elaborate on that because, you know, that is what is it? Spoiler? I'm not going to spoil that one. You'll figure it out later. And on top of that, I entered his dialogue just because he won't welcome me to the shop every 20 seconds. His dialogue is just annoying, and every time you sell something to him, he has to acknowledge it. Most people, you sell it to him and you see the little dialogue appear in the side corner, you know, sold, 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 whatever. He actually has to say it. And if you sell a lot of items to him very quickly, he will queue up every single thing he has to say. So if you sell a bunch to him really quickly, he'll be sitting there for about 20 minutes going, "It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal." Drives me nuts because you can hear him from really far away. It's the most annoying thing on the planet. And when you sell things, or when you buy things to him, he has to go, "Sold, sold," over and over and over again. By far, he has the most coding, but he's the most annoying. But he does sell magical stuff. That is what we would have gotten from the Maguses that should have spawned at the gate. It's a magic weapon, doesn't have much reach, but it does have magic strike, which is very, very nice. But we don't have magic strike ability, so we can't bring out its potential and make it go kaboom! So it's slightly pointless. These are actually, that's better than the Casa. I'm gonna buy one of those.
So,
when we enter the Mages Guild, you know, proper, when we do the Mages Guild quests and get the Mage subclass, we will have access to much more than just this. You have a starting inventory, and the higher up in the guild you have, the more equipment that you have unlocked that you have access to. And this is why it's good to have multiple players in the game. That way you can have access to all the inventory, and you can have a well-rounded group. Obviously, being Thief with magical undertones is going to fill most of the gaps, but it also means that our build, if I don't do it just right, will be kind of squishy. That's why I picked a dwarf, because you can put a lot of points into vitality without having it cost a lot. It's just the other ones that you have to get them up that really cost a lot, like agility. So I did have some reasoning as to why I wanted to have a dwarven lock-picking mage. That's basically what we're going to have, with lots of violent undertones. I won't reveal all of my plans just yet. Not yet. But soon. Soon. Obviously, we can buy lots of spell scrolls from him, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to buy lots of random spells. And by lots, I mean a few.
so,
Mainly magic missiles and shrieking stars. Why? Because magic missiles cast the fastest, and they have a pretty decent damage output. And shrieking stars are great for stunning things and crowd control.
so,
Freezing touches are also very, very useful.
so,
And I haven't been finding many on this particular run, which is annoying. Basically, it allows you to freeze someone when you hit them. And
so,
by that meaning, you can beat the crap out of them while they're frozen. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Very, very nice. Let's identify the Grim Shield,
so,
because it's totally a Grim Shield.
it's a deal. 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 It's a deal.
My friend, if he's watching this, will find this the funniest thing ever. But I'm sitting here going, and rolling my eyes and trying not to spit up blood.
It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal.
Just let it sink in.
So, so,
And if you're me, and you click really quickly, you'll hear that for ages. Yeah.
it's a deal. It's a deal. It's a deal. It's a
Anyway, we have some more money, and I wanted to buy a fire geyser, but I accidentally clicked buy on the magic missiles. Fire geyser is basically you shoot 2 magic missiles. That's what it is. You go pew 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 pew. If you chain it, your guy just basically machine guns it with both arms, and you pull like a Dragon Ball Z moment where you're just going la 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 with it, and I don't know, you could finish it off with a fireball and yell Kamehameha, and it goes boosh, and everything's dead. maybe a Maelstrom or Blast Nova, but we'll get those later. Ooh, those are great spells. Just like Blade of Bale. You may also notice their runes. Runes are very, very expensive, and you require multiple of them in order to cast a spell. Sort of like Celestial's casting, where you have a crystal and it fills up, but this one you have multiple runes and they all fill up. Then you have to have the controlling rune, or the key, which actually casts the spell. So basically, think about it like parts to a machine. You need the main unit, then you need all the batteries or capacitors for it, and they have to be specialized. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And some of those runes are very, very expensive. And the problem is, rune casting would be worth it if all the spells were there. But they're not. So it's not as effective as it should be. A lot of the offensive rune spells aren't there. And they're very, very powerful, but they're not there. So, kind of sad. And just like, I think the poison effect on enemies is not implemented in the game, if I remember correctly. So I think if you can poison an enemy, I think it does no damage. Or it just works so slowly that it doesn't matter.
Thanks for your patronage.
Anyway, we're going to go through this man's dialogue. I hate his dialogue.
Artifacts are special items
But he reads
imbued
everything.
with magical forces. Some that can be invoked by the merest novice. Others are more unpredictable and merit a wielder of formidable skill and knowledge to unleash their power.
By the way, I'm going to be pointing out a lot of things that this guy says that aren't true. Namely this. All artifacts in the game require you to have no magical skill and no intelligence to use. Any artifact in the game, you can use it automatically without any skill. And I think it doesn't rely on any stats to increase the effect. Like, say if something summons bats, I think it doesn't use your nether magic to multiply how many are summoned or whatever. I think it just summons the same amount every single time. It just says, say you have nether magic skill 5, summon bats. And you could have 8 or 1 or none. So, pointless statement number 1.
I keep ample supply of arcane magic spells here in my shop, bound within the many spell books and scrolls you see upon these shelves.
Nice and 2D.
Scrolls are the rarest form of arcane magic, as the voice of a skilled caster has been sealed within. When the scroll is unfurled, the voice is freed and the spell invoked. Scrolls require no skill of the bearer and never fail, though once opened are always consumed.
First of all, I've never heard a voice come from a scroll when I've cast it in the game. It'd be kind of neat to hear it. But, also, they're not the rarest form of magic. You see how many scrolls he has in his inventory, and you've seen how many we've picked up through this playthrough so far. As a rule of thumb, scrolls are much, much more common than spell books. So, pointless statement number 2.
Spell books are the most common form of arcane magic, the spell unleashed when the written words are spoken. The more powerful the spell, the greater must be the skill of the caster, or else the spell will fail. Once invoked, the words fade from the spell book, their magic consumed.
Again, that is a lie. So spell books are the most rare form of arcane magic.
Arcane magic is bound within spellbooks and scrolls, and conveys the power over all earthly force and matter, whether fire, ice, wind, wood, steel, or rock.
Kind of true, though rock is mostly rune magic. It uses its spells from rocks, jeez.
The moon bridges are ancient structures created by the mystics of the Lost Age to travel vast distances in an instant. To open the magic portal, you must possess a moonstone and know the moon sign of your destination.
By the way, prepare to hear the word moon a lot. Moon bridge, moonstone, moon sign. What next? You must moon the moonstone and the moon bridge to obtain the moon sign upon your moon, or does it appear upon the moon itself? Moon is another word for when you pull down your pants and you show someone.
Whenever you activate a moon bridge using a moonstone, its moon sign will be revealed to you.
and you will then be able to return to it from any other moon bridge. Touch the runes of the moon sign for the moon bridge of your chosen destination, and you'll instantly travel there.
Moon.
The magic moonstones that activate the moon bridges come from far away, a perilous journey. There is a small island beyond the mists of the Lost Lake, and it is there that you may find a moonstone.
By the way, there's only one monster that spawns there, I believe. And you want to know what it is? I'll give you a hint. It's the beginning of it starts with moon, and the end of it starts with beast. Anybody know what that is? It's a moon beast. Yes, it's a moon beast. Hoo hoo hoo. You can see someone was very, very thoughtful when they thought of this concept. I'm going to use the word moon for everything. You know what would be better? If it was a space gate with space bridges and space signs and space stones and space beasts. You know, that actually sounds less crappy.
Follow the river that flows beyond Arendelle. It will lead you into the lands of the Lost Lake. Arendelle, the city of the elves. Follow the West Gate Road out of Fargrove to travel there.
Yay, and we still have more dialogue.